Grand Kush, Raz Baba Caps, Obasi Ray. Okay, this video is in conjunction with the science that I was breaking down today on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? This information dealing with who we are on a chemical level. Up until today, if you are a researcher or a scientist, somebody that's researching black history, you know, black mystery, black science, African science, Native American science, or what have you, this information is not being presented and given to the people, okay? And this information is very important because it's basically who we are. You know what I'm saying? We got to know who we are. So we can't just say that we're not black people and not give a reason why we're not black people. Okay, one of the reasons why, let's say, for example, coming from the Moorish perspective, we're not black because it means scientific death. Okay, which that's not true, but or it falls under colorable law and things of that nature in politics. Okay, there's different sciences and things of that nature when you're dealing with the collective European system, the monarchy. But anyway, this information, okay, of who we are on a chemical level is what Grand Kush has brought 9 science to, okay? 9 science today because our master teachers are not here to further clear up the science that they gave us, you know what I'm saying? So it's up to us to further research diligently, you know.
The mom said that word.
Creative reasoning. We have to take it upon ourselves to further or open up what 9 science is. Okay, and we can't take these words, these sentences, these paragraphs, these lessons for granted. You understand what I'm saying? Because the words and information is empowering the brains of black people on a chemical, genetic, spiritual, mental level. You understand what I'm saying? It's not just physical. And we need to understand that we are triune beings, mental, spiritual, and physical, okay? All of us ain't aligned. You gotta align them 3 beings. Those are 3 beings working within one being. All these beings gotta be aligned. But anyway, getting back to this information. The chemical level. THC is a part of it. We do have an endocannabinoid system that makes its own TH chemical base chain, okay, already in the brain, okay? So that's why you melaninites smoke a whole lot of herb. It's not because it's against the law. It's not because we're dirty, vile beings. It's not because we're drug addicts, because cannabis is not a drug. It's a herb. It can be classified as a drug as far as the chemicals, you know, because it intoxifies the mind and things of that nature. But on the base, it's a plant, it's a herb. The same code that's in this is in the brain already on a different chemical level. So who are we, black people, so-called black people, melaninites, sun people, Africans, Native Americans, Moors, indigenous beings, planet Earth beings, planet Earthlings, you know what I'm saying? The original people of this planet by way of the Bantu Niger Congo pygmies. On a chemical level, this word I can't say it. It starts from the amino acid phenylalanine. Okay, this is the amino acid. Okay. This converts into tyrosine, and tyrosine is also an amino acid. It's not an essential amino acid, it's a non-essential amino acid, and what that means is universal. Okay. Now this is dealing with the skin of eumelaninites and pheomelaninites, which are both melaninites, okay? Which this chemical chain and this chemical formula, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, plus phosphorus, started in or on or from or in the waters of the continent called Africa. Okay, so tyrosine is an amino acid. We are on the chemical gas level of black people, okay? Not the physical skin level. We are on the gas level, okay? Tyrosine converts into L-DOPA, okay? L-DOPA is dopamine, okay? When that synthesizes, it synthesizes into dopamine. Okay, dopamine deals with three functions. What's that? Norepinephrine, epinephrine, and the other one is, well, I just think it's just two. Well, it deals with those two functions, which is your fight and your flight syndrome. Okay, those are the scientific words for that, fight and flight syndrome. Basically, energy, massive energy, and then I guess a depression of energy, a lack of energy. That's what those two words are saying. Okay, this is coming from L-DOPA and dopamine. That breaks down. When that breaks down and the tyrosine is oxidizing and synthesizing, and those two words are important because this is when the chemical chain fucks up in pheomelaninites, which is red pigment, which is the European, which is the albino white person, the Caucasian. Okay. The tyrosine is supposed to synthesize, and when it synthesizes, it's supposed to create eumelanin, okay, which is brown people, natural black and brown pigment, okay. For them, it synthesizes into cysteine, and this is going to take further research because I don't know why it does this as of yet. I don't know if it's because of the out of Africa migration or because of lack of sun, maybe because they were in the caves, whatever. Because the mutation of albinoism comes from eumelaninites. It comes from black people. Okay, black people started albinoism. It's not like God created white people. These people left with this gene and left out of the sun rays of the sun. You know what I'm saying? And they wasn't getting as much sun as the original eumelanites were getting. So mutations occurred, okay, off the original cells, which is CHON plus P. These are just mutations of this original DNA chain. So the differences between albinos and eumelaninites is tyrosine and cysteine, okay, coming off L-dopamine. So think about that, right? Tyrosine is the natural chemical chain formation for human beings or even animals with color on this planet, in conjunction with dopamine, which controls fight and flight syndrome, your war status, reward, pleasure seeking, lust, sex, good times. You know, it's a pleasure principle. All that is in dopamine. When you get high, whatever drug you're taking is dealing with dopamine, okay? You got tyrosine and then you have cysteine on the same principles. One of them is going to respect the pleasure, the lust, the sex, and all of that stuff, but the other is not going to respect that. You understand what I'm saying? So when you look at the European, and you look at their ways, quite naturally you can say their ways, their culture, their customs, the way they eat food, the way they deal with animals, the way they live on the planet, it's not in harmony with nature, you know, to the point where when they become flesh and blood, their skin automatically has a possibility to contract skin cancer. or melanoma. I forget the other skin disease. Carcinoma.
Carcinogen, different types of carcinogen.
Is that skin disease still?
Carcinoma is just a form of cancer. It's not necessarily just skin.
Maybe
We have
cancer in the body.
adenocarcinoma, and that's your kidney cancer.
So carcinoma is like, when you say carcinoma, it's just saying like cancer.
Yeah, carcinogen. Carcinoma
Cancer.
means cancerous. Yeah.
See, and that's what cysteine does. It creates benzene. When cysteine synthesizes and oxidizes, it creates is it a benzene, an amino acid?
That's what it means.
Benzene.
Benzene.
Benzene, methylene. Hold on, let me look this up. I'm gonna look up what this word is. Benzene. Boom. Okay. Going back to benzene. Okay, so Dr. York said 9 ether, and these ether gases are hydrocarbons. Okay, so what's a hydrocarbon? That's a hydrogen and a carbon, right? So when you throw an oxygen in there, you're dealing with melanin. Okay. So benzene is an important organic chemical compound with a chemical formula C6H6. That's 6 carbons and 6 hydrogens. Okay, that's a hydrocarbon. The benzene molecule is composed of 6 carbon atoms joined in a ring with 1 hydrogen atom attached to each. Because it contains only carbon and hydrogen atoms, benzene is classed as a hydrocarbon. Okay, so benzene is a natural constituent of crude oil and is one of the elementary petrochemicals. Okay, so benzene is flammable on a chemical level. All right, it's also a carcinogen. Okay, and this is what pheomelanin creates when the white man takes form in flesh and blood. Okay, it's natural cancer. All right, so this is the differences between the white man, the so-called white man, and the so-called black man is tyrosine and cysteine synthesis and oxidation coming from the original melanin chemical form, melanin chemical form, CHON plus P, which is found in the sun, which is found on Earth, which is found in DNA, and then in animal human form found in anything that's brown. Okay. So more of this to come. I'm gonna leave it right there. You know, hopefully that was clear enough for you to get a base understanding of what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna go deeper and further into the chemical forms of who we are and how we deal with almighty nature under 9 science. All right, Grand Kush, holla.